have had to happen
In an
prior to
ensuing
that.
play, what happened, Brent, is in the pileup. They just keep spearing people. That's part of what you learn to do when you play rough football.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something about West Virginia. That's the kind of game they want against Florida. It's a little black and blue division football, folks. That's what they want. And meanwhile, Steve Spurrier, he's got 4 wide receivers. He's got his quarterback calling the pass play up at the line of scrimmage. He's got a 3rd down. The Mountaineers were blitzing. I think they could have been offside. And it's deflected away by Beasley.
He threw it too flat. It hit the defender on the helmet. Aaron Beasley knocked it down. I asked Aaron Beasley the other day if there is one receiver better than the other. He said, Coach, they're all good.
I think Wes Richardson is offside on this play.
The ball coming down left-hand side of your screen. Boink, right off the helmet right there, through the receiver's hands. Are they moving the chains back?
Now, Richardson was coming on the blitz, and he stepped across. So now the penalty moves the ball inside the Mountaineers' 5-yard line. Now, here's an idea and an example of what Eric Rett has been complaining about. Tim Brown just getting a little boost there from somebody's midsection to stand up. Now on 3rd down, here's the toss. Rett is cut off. Going to head back to the right side and try to get to the flag. Cuts in. Beautiful run for a score. What a run by Eric Rett, the all-time rushing leader for the Florida Gators.
You can punch me all you want, buddy. I am still tough, and I'm going to run the football. Not a design play to break back like that. Just good instinct, toughness, and a strong desire to put it in the end zone. They wanted to run outside to the top of your screen. It's shut off. Good defense. He bounces back. He switches the ball back to his other hand so he can straight arm with that left hand. He's coming in there. Boom. Touchdown. Good effort. That's why he runs 30 yards every time he touches the ball.
Steve Spurrier pleased with that drive and the performance of his quarterback. And Judd Davis, the winner of the Lou Groza Award this year, is on to attempt the extra point for the Gators. Perfect. Nice run, Eric. That was a big-time college football run. They talk about this young man and say that maybe he doesn't have the burst for the NFL, but he sure got the heart.
Yes, he does. I talked to Coach Spurrier about it. You were with me when we did. He says he doesn't have the great speed, but he has good speed, but he has everything else. The big thing he has, too, combined with all those attributes, is tremendous character. Well, I'll tell you, you line up with guys like that, Brent, you win.
Well, here he is.
Sweep to the left. Oh, not there. I'm going back the other way. There should have been a man in contained position coming down from the backside on that play to prevent that from happening.
Well, Beasley should have also made the tackle. Beasley is the defender over there, and he's got to break him down and keep him there, at least until help arrives, which he did not do.
Kids like Eric Rett are infectious. They are infectious to the entire offensive team, to the guys that sit on the bench, to the special teams. And in my case, guys like that were infectious to me. I mean, people used to say, who motivates you, Dick? And I said, guys like Eric Rett.
We have got a couple of characters like that. For West Virginia, Jake Kelchner. And it'll be his turn now with Mike Logan, 23, and Vanderpool, 26. You know, the key play in that scoring drive was probably the personal foul on the Mountaineers after they stopped Florida on 3rd down, wasn't it? Back on their own 15-yard line. They were their own worst enemy. Here's the freshman Vanderpool from out of the end zone. Vanderpool wide to the left. Both teams very dangerous kicking games out at the 25.
We see a lot of little infighting going, Brent, even right there. Blocker against kickoff coverage guy. Both coaches ought to get their players to the sideline and say, guys, keep it clean. Keep it clean. We don't want to give them 15 yards a pop.
Had a couple of fellas tossed out of the Rose Bowl earlier that I was watching between Wisconsin. What a big win that was for the Badgers. Congratulations to Barry Alvarez and the way he quickly turned that program around.
I think that probably just about locked up NCAA Coach of the Year for Barry Alvarez. Because Coach Neyland on this field was in the hunt, but boy, that big win is going to make it tough.
Darren Studstill is back at tailback. Watch out for the halfback option pass. They've got one-on-one. Kearney, and he overthrew him. They slipped the backup quarterback in at tailback, a play they've been working on here in New Orleans all week long.
And they completed it every time on the practice field. They ought to bring that scout team cornerback and let him play.
Yeah,
But you know, many times you don't think you can get away with this kind of stuff, but it's amazing if on a first down of a new series, you can get away with things like that. And don't think this is the only type of play we'll see, because Florida's got about a half a dozen of similar type things where they slip people in different positions and get them.
Nate Ryan over to the right side of the formation. Jones blasts up the middle. I can see why the coaches like him. Out to the 34-yard line. So West Virginia and Florida are tied in the USF&G Insurance Sugar Bowl. 7-7. The end of the first quarter. We'll be right back.
Doing all right?
Good.
Going smooth, guys. I hope I don't screw you up, because I know a lot of.
John, I think overall this was one of the best New Year's days that I can remember in recent memory for the Big Ten. 3-0, Michigan, Penn State, and Wisconsin. Nice day by a conference that had a good year. Now Kelchner was running the option, and it was disrupted completely by the defense. Ellis Johnson was there, and Dick, let's take a look at the All-American tackle Rich Braham, who's back in.
Well, many times guys are labeled All-Americans, and you watch them play, you can't figure out whoever picked them. Maybe Ladies' Home Journal or something like that. But when you watch this guy play, you know that he's an All-American, taking on Richardson inside there at the linebacker position and doing a good job.
Well, you get all the mail from the women on that one.
Well, you know how many times we've seen a guy labeled All-American. We watch him play, we can't figure it out.
Low snap, sour run, a little bit of a low punt. And running up is Sorola Palmer. He did a great job against Alabama. And he's upended here at the 35-yard line by Charles Emmanuel, the sophomore defensive back. But we can take a look at the first quarter numbers. West Virginia dominating early, and then the Gators marching back down to score their touchdown. Things fairly even, Dick?
I'll tell you, I don't know if we've done a game in a long time as even as that. The other thing is neither turnover. Look at the time in possession. 52 seconds different. Even football game. And it's going to be like that probably for 4 quarters all the way through.
Eric Rhett and Kelvin Randolph are the Gator running backs. They're leaving Randolph in because they're going to need some blocking against this defensive pressure from West Virginia. Here's the toss, and Rhett cutting back beautifully on that play again to the right, and the daylight is there. This is such a quick pursuing team. They take that quick step, and then Rhett came back to daylight.
Here's the quick step you're talking about, Brent. They toss the ball. Now it has an effect on the linebackers to freeze him there as they toss it, and he comes back with a lead block. See him step, it freezes him. Look, he wanted to go after it. He couldn't get there. Nice block by Randolph right there. Move the chains.
Oh, this is a Steve Spurrier special here. Second and short. Get the pressure over on the left side of the formation right now. You got your tight end, and it's really a wide receiver on the right. You've camouflaged. Bring him around now, and off a fake end around, and there's a penalty flag down along with Dean at the 39-yard line. They were going to go for the whole ball of wax on second and short. You could smell it coming, couldn't you?
It was a waist down all the way, and sometimes I think coaches make a mistake to use that kind of play on a waist down situation. You have to give the defensive coaches some credit as well. The secondary coach, Kevin Ramsey, had the safety sitting back there looking for some kind of a play like that.
Well, Kimmerly's arm apparently had fallen asleep, and he wanted a little exercise, so he picks it back up and puts it away. And,
doesn't happen often.
No. Third down and 5. Dean coming over to the right side, throws underneath, and with pressure on, he was able to deliver it because Eric Rhett would not be denied the football. Wes Richardson was draped around his shoulder pads, and Rhett made the catch anyway.
And Wes Richardson is a fine football player. 4-year guy out of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. He's all over him, like you said, but he threw it right where he had to throw it, scramble situation, and he concentrated on the ball, got it out of the air before it could be knocked down.
So the one wrinkle that Spurrier has added here early is roll Terry Dean to the right and to the left. He's had great defensive pressure. He has 4 wide receivers, 3 of them out to the left now, And West Virginia shows 3 rushmen. They back off into a dime look here with only 3 rushmen. The offensive line holds up, passes high and incomplete over the middle. Timmy Brown, he's been delivering some pop.
He is so quick. And as you saw by that last graphic, Spurrier's quarterbacks, regardless of where he coaches, whether it be Duke or the USFL with the Tampa Bay Bandits or here at Florida, all his quarterbacks perform superbly. And even this year, they both perform well even when they get benched.
There is Tim Brown, was a safety in junior college before enrolling at West Virginia. Again, a 3-man rush against this obvious passing situation. 2nd and 10. They throw underneath the coverage to Rhett. West Virginia lets him have a couple of yards and no more before they force him out of bounds. A very soft zone, giving up a couple of yards there.
Steve Dunlap, defensive coordinator, West Virginia, doing a good job playing cat and mouse. Showing man, moving to zone, showing zone, moving to man, changing every down what he did from the last down distance situation in that same category. Steve Dunlap on your screen. Good job of mixing it up.
He is really defying Spurrier to come back with a power game against that 3-man defensive line. He doesn't think he's going to do it, does he? Here's 3rd and 7 now, and the Gators come up in a power eye. And so West Virginia will set down now. They'll put 4 linemen down and they'll press at the corners. Dean is back over the middle, a diving catch by Jackson. That's why this is the most feared passing attack in the Southeastern Conference. Willie Jackson, first down, Florida.
What they did is they brought the back in motion. Eric Rhett got the linebacker out as he went in motion. Got the linebacker back coming out, gets Richardson out of there. See, now that leaves only 1 defender. Bring him in here, throw him the football. Good design. Good design. Man-to-man coverage tight, but there's a hole in there. See that hole? No underneath coverage.
Now 2 wide receivers, including the slot man for the Gators, are off to Dean Wright. They'll give it to Rhett, and there's a huge hole on the right side. Rhett to the 30, still going to the 27, and another Florida first down.
Good blocking by the fullback. Kelvin Randolph, talking to him the other day, sitting on the bench. I said, do you ever get tired of not getting to carry the football? He says, Coach, I just do what they ask me to do. Yes, I would like to run the ball more. Here he is. He'll lead through, get the linebacker. I would like to run the ball more. I know my job, and I'm going to do it well, and that's what he does right there. Nice knockdown block in the linebacker.
Wiley comes back in defensively for the Mountaineers. He'll line up against the tight end. 4 down linemen defensively, and Rhett comes in motion for the Gators on first down. Short drop, fires complete to Jack. Fumble! West Virginia's Tafoni recovers at the 18-yard line. Matt wraps it up.
The first turnover of the game. Steve says, oh my gosh. All that design, all that work and effort, all those receivers on the field. I throw it to the right guy, I complete it, and we turn it over.
Watch Aaron Beasley over here, strip it.
Gets it tucked away properly, and a nice job of bringing both hands around and stripping it, just as you called it, Brent. We have seen so many teams this year do an excellent job of stripping the football. Takeaways. Every 25 plays, and they don't give it back very often. See, they have a plus 14 play situation.
And Darren Studstill in at quarterback, as the Mountaineer coaching staff told us. And the Gators show blitz right away. It's Robert Walker. Walker steps outside, what he does best of all, and he is out of bounds at the 27 with Michael Gilmore getting him out.
You said what he does best of all. True, he has the great speed. Not a cutback runner, power runner, slasher. If he can get an angle and you get parallel with him, Darren's, he can outrun the pursuit.
Let's go down to Jackaroo, Jack.
Well, Brent, as you alluded to, Darren Studstill is on schedule to come in around the 3rd or the 4th exchange series. One of the reasons that they say they like to do that is to maybe change the tempo of the game a little bit. But Coach Dick Vermeil, as you know too, it's a great opportunity for the quarterback to see his offense and the defense from the sidelines. Get a feel for it for Jake Kelchner.
No question about it. And the great thing about these two guys, they're so evenly talented that they don't vary what they do with the ball. I thought they actually did, because when we saw Kelchner play before, he was banged up and they didn't run him. But now that he's healthy, they say everything is exactly the same.
That was Jimmy Freeman for the first down, the fullback for the Mountaineers. I'll tell you, Studstill has to be one of the most popular figures in the state of West Virginia. Fans up there remember in the fourth quarter, Kelchner out with the injury. Studstill comes in, leads them to 2 touchdowns, including that winning pass, the play they will not forget, the wide receiver Ed Hill, and that was the game breaker. Kept the Mountaineers unbeaten. Straight back, Studstill takes off out of the pocket. Oh, does Groh unload on him at the 33. And the Gators sideline is in ecstasy over that hit.
Don't anybody ever say those Gators will not hit. He came right up underneath the chin.
Here's how it sounds, folks.
Maybe it's time to take me out for a break, Coach. You think Jake wants to play?
That's the kind of hitting we're having here tonight, with West Virginia trying to stay unbeaten, trying to present an argument that they deserve to be considered for a national championship. The Gators, on the other hand, come away with another title in the Southeastern Conference. 2nd and 6 now for West Virginia. Here come the Gators. Studstill gets it off with Groh coming blindside, and Hill can't hang on.
Studstill got hit so hard up underneath the chin, he didn't completely fasten the chin strap. You can see it hanging right down here, the one strap. It's lucky he was wearing that nice blue mouthpiece in there. See it in his mouth?
It's 3rd and 6. And if there was any one play that may have defined this first half, it was that hit by Monty Groh. And that hit has so...
He's confused. I'd take him out of there.
I'm not sure he knows what's going on.
Yeah, get it out of there.
Darren comes over. I'm okay, Coach.
Yeah.
Really, I am. It's the equipment. You've got to get me better equipment. I'm fine. Nothing wrong with me, Coach. When's the Orange Bowl continue? How's about this Nebraska team? Welcome back to the USF&G Insurance Sugar Bowl. And folks, he wasn't even celebrating last night on Bourbon Street. He took a standing 8 count over there. It took 2 equipment men to repair Studstill's helmet. Where's that guy, that number 10? I hope he's not coming after me again.
Doc Holliday, the receiver coach, and Coach Nealand giving him the count test.
Monty Groh settles in defensively again. Kearney, who scored for the Mountaineers, steps in motion. Studstill, and Groh had him on the release. Interception, as it was Groh who forced it that time. And now, what a return this is by Lawrence Wright. He's still going. Lawrence Wright is going to take it in. Have you ever seen a return like this?
They came with an all-out blitz. Monty Groh, who just got the great hit, comes off the left side. They could not account for him. Coming from the outside here, they picked up the inside people, not him. Wham! He creates the errant throw. Lawrence Wright picks it off. 3rd one of the year, redshirt freshman. Now he becomes a runner. Look at him. He's excited about it. He's picking up blocks downfield. No one's going to clip anybody. So they protect that. He's going to take it in.
That's one of the greatest interception returns for a touchdown I've ever seen. 52 yards for Wright. Judd Davis pounds in the extra point. And I'll tell you who turned this game around as far as Florida's concerned is number 10, Monty Groh. He set up Wright. You better go over and thank number 10. Gators lead.